All right, so welcome in the Pastime Picks Podcast. So I'm not sure why we chose that name because I am not the most fluent speaker, and that's like a tongue twister for me, right, Andy?
It's a bit of an alliteration that you are not designed to handle.
Not my strength, but I am Keith. This is my YouTube channel, Vintage Sport Flips. I specialize in sports memorabilia, picking it at flea markets, yard sales, estate sales. Like the kind of stuff that's on the shelves behind me is the kind of stuff I look for. And then I'll let Andy introduce himself.
And I'm Andy. I don't do what he does, so I much more got brought into this whole weird world through a couple ventures that we worked on together. So, but what I've started to kind of handle most for me are the pennant side of things. So, mostly vintage pennants, a lot of travel pennants and some sports pennants and things like that. So that's kind of what my deal is.
Yep. Yeah, that's especially. That's why he's the king of pennants. I gave him that moniker, even though he's really the prince of pennants. I'm the king of pennants. But
I don't know about that. That's not true.
So what we're going to do with this podcast, it's going to be a live podcast, if you can be both things. But we're going to deal in reselling. We're going to talk about sports memorabilia, and we're going to discuss and rank various sports topics, some non-sports, some reselling topics. This week, we're going to rank our favorite 5 football movies. And then we have like 4 segments that we're going to go over. We're going to our sale of the week, our find of the week. We're going to spotlight a YouTube channel, and then I'm going to take a deep dive into a particular type of sports memorabilia. So, and thanks for joining the chat, Pittsburgh City of Champions. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, NFL pennants. Yeah, we have. That's the one thing that we don't have as much of as I think you might expect. The one thing we do have a lot of is the caricature pennants. If you familiar with those from like I guess they go up through 2000s and stuff too, but a lot of the late 80s, early 90s stuff. If you remember those guys.
Yeah, but I specialize in vintage NFL pennants. That's my first love is football. When I started reselling, and I'll take you through the introduction to how I got into reselling. But I started reselling 23 years ago, about in college. Huge football fan, huge Eagles fan, and I started collecting so I could build my own collection. I started reselling so I could build my own collection. And a buddy and I would go to auctions, estate auctions, and buy whatever. Cheap sports memorabilia. I remember the first big flip I made. I bought a box of books at an auction for $3, and it turned out in that box was a first edition Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Nothing to do with sports, but it turned $3, and I flipped that on eBay to $250, and was really hooked from there. I would go to the auction every week, buy stuff, and I learned a lot over the years selling. Mainly my focus was always football. Early professional football, early football equipment, but I branched out into really everything. What's up, 540 Flips? Thanks for joining the chat, man. Yeah, I love the blend, reselling and sports, right?
Yeah, and to give you a little background, I guess. So Keith and I have known each other for probably like 40 years, right? Does that sound right?
Yeah, elementary school. Yeah, elementary
school. So even further back than that. So, and I mean, for me, it's funny because I saw him kind of evolve into this, psychotic seller, I call him basically now, where he's just like constantly on the lookout for stuff. But I remember growing up that like he and his dad would I think we were kind of both into baseball cards a little bit, right? I know you were.
Growing up with you. Yeah.
I think the difference is like you had your dad's support. So I remember still didn't you still have like a Jordan rookie card and stuff like that was like the big card back then. I mean, it wasn't as big as it is now probably, but
yeah, I pulled that out of a pack in 86. I bought a few packs of 86 Flair, and I pulled a Jordan rookie, a Barkley rookie, and I sold that long time ago before I should have. But yeah, I grew up with my dad going to flea markets. And at that point, I was more buying cards, not memorabilia. Now I don't really deal in cards much at all. A little bit, I dabble, but mainly it's all memorabilia for me now.
But yeah, I mean, to a degree, isn't that kind of? I feel like that's how a lot of people getting into collecting, and maybe even then it's a gateway drug into like cross-selling or into selling and reselling and things like that. That's almost, I mean, that's kind of how I saw you do. Like, I was like, I think that's how it started, but
the gateway drug is a good way to put it. But I mean, yeah, I think I definitely got into reselling because I was collecting. I would buy a group of stuff because I was in college. You couldn't afford like an expensive Eagles item. So I'd buy a group of things, sell the group, get the Eagle stuff for free. And that kept rolling and rolling until I ended up now with like 4,000 listings online and 7 antique shop booths. It's really grown and blossomed into what it is.
Well, great. To answer your question though, Pittsburgh, I'm not. So my whole family's from Michigan. I grew up a diehard Lions fan. I was there when they had Barry Sanders. I mean, so I've been there from the start, essentially from almost from the time I was born. But no, I don't live in Michigan right now. So we'll see. Maybe eventually I'll have to move back just so I can go to actually some Lions games. I've been to a few, but not consistently get my season tickets. Although they might be harder to get these days.
What's up, Michael? Thanks for joining. Chris, thanks for the question. Oh, you got that? Yeah.
Nope.
So, I think I unclicked it.
I got it. Yep.
So as far as value of pennants, I mean, travel pennants, it's all about the niche of the topic. I mean, I like the early travel pennants with like Native American themes. They tend to sell well. Beach travel destinations like New Jersey Shore pennants or I guess Maryland beach pennants as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all or something interesting like different attractions like wax museums and horror, like Salem, Massachusetts. Pennants sell very well. So it's all just about an interesting content, something that people would like to hang on a wall. It's all about feel, really, with travel pennants.
Yeah, I think also it depends a little bit, like you said, on the location. For some reason, and I don't know why, Maryland seems to be like a pretty big hotbed. Like just pennants seem to sell for a lot more there for some reason, and that's where I am. That's where I live now, but I have no idea why. I mean, I think for the most part, like the pennants that we sell on the travel side, probably. I mean, you can disagree with me if you think I'm wrong, but probably in the $15 to $30 range is kind of where most of the travel pennants lie.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Maryland seems to be kind of north of 40 a lot of times. It could be, possibly also just there's a lot of attractions and stuff around here. And but yeah, I think the ones that honestly sell the best for us have been ones that are small towns that people kind of find and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you guys have a pennant from, this town that has 130 people in it. And it's like that thing sells immediately. So the ones that I think don't sell as well and are the ones that are like Washington, D.C. or maybe Las Vegas. Some of these ones that have probably had like millions and millions of pennants made for that location just because it's such a popular destination. So unless
Niagara Falls.
Yeah, like all those like Hoover Dam ones, I was like, oh, that probably sells well, and some of those just don't sell as well, it seems.
Hey, Michael. Yeah, Andy. Michael was in one of my videos, the paper show video. He sold me stuff in that video, so I appreciate you watching, Michael. He's a local guy, another reseller.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like Pittsburgh City Champions is from Michigan as well.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get why you would would be a fan of a different team. It's been tough for a long time. Yeah,
that's true. 540 flips. But actually this year, Andy knows they're not the most winning franchise, but this year I have this one group of Lions posters in quantity. They're like one sells a day, man. It's like flying off the shelves right now. So, and that's Go ahead.
I was just going to say, the jerseys, good luck trying to get a jersey, though, like an official NFL jersey. You can't buy them for Detroit right now. It's probably because they have to ramp up the factories quite a bit because they haven't been selling very many of them.
Yeah. But historically, I think the two worst selling teams from vintage football memorabilia are St. Louis Cardinals and the Detroit Lions. If you get like old bobbleheads, pennants, they never really sold in the past. Now Lion stuff is definitely moving. So if you have Lion stuff, get it listed.
All right.
Probably not the Cardinals. I'm not saying it's not going to sell for good next year, but
I agree though, because we
gotta
have
strike with the iron's hot.
we have some of those early 60s, right, Pennants, those like really soft. And I have 2 or 3 of the Cardinals ones, and we have them up there. They have not listed, but I had like Vikings. Vikings flew right off the shelf for a great price. I mean, that was a couple $100, I think. So
definitely better teams than others. So Eddie, let's jump into the movies. So we're gonna start. We're ranking our top 5 favorite movies 5 to 1. We'll do some segments interchange in between. Do you want to start? Or do you want me to start, Andy?
I'll start. So this is okay. I will say
I'll start next one.
It was funny because I was trying to think of like there's a couple, like probably 3 or top 3 or 4 movies, maybe even 3. I would say more than anything that were easy to pick. But I went with kind of a weird one as my 5th one, and it's probably because a little bit of retro factor for me, and that's School Ties. Do you remember that one?
No, is that like a prep school movie?
Yep, it's got Brendan Fraser. It's got Matt Damon. It's got.
I don't remember movies, a football scene or anything in it, but I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, it's a whole. Well, it's not completely centered around it, but it's it was all based on. For those of you who don't know, you should watch it. It's a great movie, I think. So there was this, I think it was a prep school that was always losing in football. And then they brought in Brendan Fraser. And I think, I can't remember exactly what it was, but he was Jewish, and it was like a Catholic prep school. So it was kind of a more than just a football movie. It kind of showed, which was kind of interesting. And it was great. I thought it was, but it was from like the 40s or 30s or 40s. So they had like kind of, it's right up your alley in terms of the retro football.
I had to check it out again for sure. I haven't seen it in a long time. By the way, hello, Roman. Andy, you've been on Roman's lives with me. Anytime Picker. Great lives on Saturday night. So anyone in the chat, definitely check out Roman right here, Anytime Picker. But yeah, I got to check that movie out. I haven't seen that in a long time, several years.
It's a very, very young Matt Damon, if you're a Matt Damon fan. Yeah, I think it is. I think it was it certainly his first like kind of somewhat significant role. And he was kind of a jerk he was a jerk in the movie. He was but yeah, it was so that was kind of a weird movie, but my top 3, I promise, are a lot more normal. All right, so what's your top 5?
Well, what I did,
I'll critique yours.
It's you'll be able to critique it. I did something different for mine. They're not the 5 best movies. I chose the 5 movies that if I was flipping through the remote and I saw, come on, Roman. But if I saw a movie on, I would stay and keep watching it. So this first movie, number 5 for me, terrible movie, horrible movie. I not a well done football movie, you're really selling it. Yeah, I'm selling it. But I always watch it when it's on Draft Day.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's terrible. But I always watch it. I mean,
no.
It's like so cringy when they're like, he's moving up and down the draft board. And it's fooling the rookie GM. Terrible movie, but I always watch it because I love the draft. So it's good.
I literally have a list of football movies. I made a smaller list of movies I hate. Drafted was tops of my list. I cannot stand that movie.
Really?
It's so lame. It's just completely wrong about how it actually works and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
He's like talking to the guy, like he's like, "Come on, we can both be right about this." Like, believe me, I think there's enough like behind the scenes footage these days of when they're picking players that show what the actual thing is like. It's so.
It might be on the list soon.
It might be on the list, That's right.
Yeah, no, but I agree. It's a terrible movie, but I always still watch it. Like I'm trying to figure out why the team didn't go out for his 21st birthday or whatever. There's a lot of it's horrible, but I enjoy it. So
all right, well,
that's why I chose that.
Understood.
But all right, let's go to the first segment, Andy. We're gonna go to let me go here and find the segment button here.
Sale of the week.
All right, so this could be the sale of the week segment, obviously. So, Andy, I'll start it off. So basically, we're gonna we're going to show each other our sales. Andy's going to guess my sales, see if we can get within 10%. I'm going to show him 2. I cheated. I took 2 sales. I don't know what he has, but let me share my screen here. Give me 1 second. So this first item is probably one of the better sales of the year for me. Not the best, I don't think, but pretty darn up there.
All right, so I'm going to be wagering high on this one, apparently.
All right, so here we are. This is a 1931 game used. Well, let me interrupt 1 second. Say hi to my buddy Tim. What's up, Tim? Thank you for joining us. Thank you for popping in.
Hey, Tim.
Guys, check out Tim's channel, Over the Year Sports. I'm not speaking that well right now, but definitely check out Tim's channel. We have a 1931 game used Eddie Alonzo Miller Negro Leaguer baseball bat.
Boy.
So let me I'll show you some close-ups of the bat. Let me do this.
This is going to be tough because I know you love your bats.
So here it is. It's stamped with E. Miller on the barrel. It does have a PSA letter that in 1931 Edward Alonzo Miller. Negro League game used bats are very rare. It was very hard to comp this bat out. You can see, if you see on the bat right here, this bone rubbed to the right of the logo. That dates it to like 31 or 32. And before Randy guesses, a quick thing too, for people out picking, if you're out and find an early baseball bat, the big thing to look for is if you don't see a number on the knob, a number 32, 33, 34, that has a chance of being a game used bat. Might not be, but when it has like 4 or 34 on it, you know it's a store model bat. They had that number there so they could see it on the shelf when they're pulling out the bat. So if you see a bat without a number, it might be a gamer, might be a great buy. But let's see, Andy, what do you
Well, all right, so I feel like this is tough because my item that I pick for you is like, you can't, when you look at it, you know it's not going to be, you're going to have a smaller range. So with all that you said, I will guess $950. I could be like so far out. It's gonna be annoying because it's gonna be like, no, it's $4,000. It could, but I feel like that's a decent guess.
So that means you did not get it right. so let me share a different screen here. So there was the selling price. That sold for $1,650. So you were
I didn't go the 4,000. It could have been that.
So. No, yeah, it was not a bad guess. And to be honest, it was very hard to comp that bat out. Very hard to comp that bat. Hey, what's up at Collector's Dream? Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Andy, you want to do one and then we'll come back to me?
Sure. Yeah, I got one for you. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, that was a strong sale for sure, Tim. That was one of my better sales of the year. And that bat's going to be in my video, I think this weekend or next weekend. I'm not sure how the schedule is going to play out yet.
All right.
I got to unshare here first for you. Get rid of that.
Let's go. This one is it's the same vein, I guess, but okay. Does that come up for you?
Yeah, I can see it. So I know that's a Pee Wee Reese Dairy Queen statue. I don't know the year on them. Was it 50s? Is it say you have the year in the listing? If you don't, not a big deal.
I don't.
That's okay. That's all right. I've had them before. I know they can be very good. I don't know the intricacies of which ones are good or better than others.
Yeah, we sold. I want to say we sold 3 or 4 of these so far. I think Pee Wee Reese probably was the highest selling one that we had. We had we sold a Roy Campanella one, and another one too that I don't remember who that was, but
I know they come in white and gold too. I think I'm gonna guess $38. $38. We have to get within 10%.
All right. Can you see that or no? I need to share. I might have to share another screen.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Your same screen. Okay, 1 sec. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Boom. There you go.
$45. So what did I guess? 38.
Yeah, I think so.
That's right. It was like 10% of that. Did you figure that out?
I did not. That's so it'd be 10% of that would be $4.50 off, right? So you got it.
Yeah. Oh, I missed it. I was darn close. Darn close.
So right. Maybe can you punch yourself on that too, please?
Let me. I don't have a video of that. I got to work on that.
Whatever,
anytime.
Whatever.
All right. Let me go back to me here.
That's I wasn't sure on these. So it's funny. They are pretty cool. They're not. It's not metal though, right? I forget. I'm not sure what
they're plastic. I think they're plastic.
Yeah, they're plasticky things. So, but yeah, I think you could sell the full sets and stuff of them too. I think I've sold for quite a bit more. But
all right, let me try to share a screen again here. Let's see.
Bear with us as we're working out some kinks on this.
Yeah, this is our maiden voyage here of any live.
He spent a lot of time, as you can tell, on capturing Mike Tyson Punch-Out memes.
Yeah. All right, so we have a hat here for hat people or for people looking for hats. This is a type of hat to look for. This is called a top of the world bolt, where it has this like lightning bolt down the front of it. It also has a, let me find this other thumbnail. So it has a like a graffiti style nulls on the side. So it's definitely a good hat to find if you're a picker out there. But what do you think, Eddie? What do you think this one brought?
So okay, I got a question. This is I need some timing on this. So 95. Okay, I'd like to have a little bit of support on this since I'm new to picking.
Some help from the chat.
So what are we looking at? Like late? You said early 90s, late 80s?
Early mid 90s. Yeah.
Okay. I like the 95 guess. I think it may be a little bit more than that though. And I think I want to go 125.
125. 125. Well,
tell me 124.90.
125. All right. So here's the price. It was $149.99, but I think
and that's not
no, I think 10% of that brings it. Oh, but the one thing I forgot to put on here is I had a 10% sale running on Etsy when that sold. So 10% brings it down to $121.50 on the low end. So you got it. I'm shocked.
All right.
You got it. Yeah.
I think I know this is not the shark one, right? That's a different style.
That's a different one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a different style.
Yeah, those are those are worth more or less?
Depends on the team. I mean, bolts generally bring more. This one had some fading to the brim. Bolts typically a little rare, but there are some shark tooths that'll bring more money.
Yeah,
and it really depends on the team, the condition. Yeah.
So what are of the ones that you've sold? What are what are the most? If you were out picking, what teams would you be looking for?
Good question. Yeah, Raiders, Anaheim Mighty Ducks. I mean, those are the couple of the big ones. I mean, Eagles. You never go wrong with Eagles, right? I mean,
you can go wrong with Eagles, but that's fine.
Actually, I saw this Eagles hat in the bolt. This style bring like $700 earlier this year on Instagram. It's the only one I've seen, so I need that one. I'm not gonna spend that much.
All right, other question. I have another question on this since if I'm ever looking. So it's bolts, sharks. Anything else? Like, what's the other one we're looking for?
Yeah. So anything logo athletic, the shark tooth, the splash, a diamond cut. There's some other rare styles too. I'll show them maybe in upcoming videos. We got to keep some stuff for down the road, Andy.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it. Yeah. Every Wednesday night we're going to be here. All right, Andy. So did you have another one, or is that it for you?
That's it for me.
Okay.
In terms of sales of the week.
All right, so let's go to movie number 4. Movie number 4. So again, this is
we should maybe recap first what for those who have not. In future episodes, we'll have a little running list on the side or something maybe.
Yeah, that's smart.
So your number 5 was Draft Day, which I think is probably the worst movie ever, but sure.
Tell me in the chat. Anyone like that movie? I don't say it's a good movie. I just will watch it if it's on. That's all. And that's all.
I mean,
So that was my.
that's a lot of movies, though. Okay.
Yeah. No. Well,
All right.
I don't watch a lot of movies.
Okay. So draft day number 4, number 5.
Right.
What's your number 4?
Number 4, again, not a strictly football movie, but another movie I'll watch when it's on. Jerry Maguire. I like. There's a lot going in that movie. You have like a romance theme. You know, a sensitive guy. You need a little romance in some movies when you know, it's not a chick flick, but
That's definitely a chick flick.
I don't know. There's again the football scene in that movie horribly unrealistic, right? I mean, the guy he's on his back paralyzed, or if they think he's paralyzed, his family's sobbing,
Yeah.
and he gets up and he does a backflip. I mean, come on, he's down in a stretcher in that movie. But
Yeah, I mean it was on my list. I almost thought that was. I mean, there was less football. I guess my pick was not great either in terms of true football. Okay,
no, that's okay. That's all right. It doesn't have to be a pure football movie. Yeah,
so
there's some definitely classic football movies, like Brian Song is a classic. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, a little better than Draft Day.
It's true. All right, so
Yeah.
number 4. I feel like the top 3 are good. I have a solid top 3 that I'm happy with. My 4th one here is I'm not a solid, but it's classic. It's and that's Wildcats. Do you remember that with Goldie Hawn?
A long time ago, I saw that, but I haven't seen that in 15 years probably.
15. I mean, that was from the mid 80s. I think it was 86 or something. It came out. So Wildcats was the story of it's like your typical cheesy 80s film with Goldie Hawn in it, and I think they remade it at one point too. But the reason that it sticks out in my head, I think it's the first time I ever saw like naked boobs on a TV screen.
It's always
that
your attention as a young.
That sticks in my head.
Yeah.
So, but it was kind of one of those classic like 80s. It was definitely a little raunchy, but it was good. I liked it. I thought it was a great movie. Draft Day was bad.
It's terrible. I know. I just will watch it.
How it made your list, I don't even know. Like School Ties, I get. Like people probably don't love that movie either. It's probably a good movie though.
Yeah.
It's just Draft Day just annoys me. It just really makes me mad, actually.
I like it.
I love that one.
I never saw The Fifth Quarter. I got to check that out.
I don't know
if it's your favorite ever. I never heard of it. What time period is that from, Brandon?
I mean, there was a bunch that were. I had some other. Well, I'll tell you a few more like that didn't make the list, but the Replacements was on there. That you can tell that's not going to be a top 3, but Replacements is a great movie. It's kind of stupid.
Is that Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, it was. I think it was Eddie Falco or something like that. That was great. And the British kicker.
I would have chose that too. I like Replacements, and that will be on my list, Chris. But I'm not going to tease it.
You just did.
I'm not going to give the number. I mean.
I gotcha. The Replacements was on there. I think a couple others too, but.
There's definitely great classic football movies that I left off that I shouldn't have over Draft Day. But
I mean, I struggled to find like whether it was a good football movie or it was a good movie. Like there was a little bit of crossover. Like my next movie is not a good movie. I don't think if you wouldn't say that it's a classic, but it's in terms of like cinematography and whatnot. But it is a great movie, I think. But anyway, we'll save that for later, right?
We have another segment here. Let's find the segment button here.
Find of the week.
I don't know, guys. Do you think I have a future in voiceover at all? I mean, that's.
Yeah, Andy went with a smoky, sultry voiceover for that one for us.
Yeah. Either that or or a creepy stalker. I'm not sure. It's one of the two.
Yeah, it definitely has a little bit of both. Yeah, a little bit of blend. So in this, Andy doesn't really pick. I brought him in to reselling, and immediately he inherited like a massive death pile that we bought a couple big collections. So his picks of the week are typically going to be death pile finds of the week. So, but I pick. So my stuff is the first item I'm going to show is a death pile find anyway. This little guy It's a gun, 1967 gun, which is a toy company. Yeah, get to something real fast here. San Francisco 49ers. Sorry, I hate the 49ers, especially this week, being an Eagles fan. But so we have let me share my screen. I'll show you the listing here. And I found this in a box, and it still works. Let me show you. I'm going to show you let me find this real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, here he should be popping up. So here he is. I have him up for $80.99. But this little guy still he works. I'll show you a video of him working here. Oh, it's pretty cool to find something that old that still works in a box of stuff that I bought a long time ago. So that's one of the finds of the week. A terrible team, but still a cool vintage piece. They're not a terrible team. I just I'm not a fan. All right.
You want to pull mine up?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for yours. Okay. Let me stop the screen here, though.
Okay. So I don't have the full. I'll have to do this next time. But you see that all right? Yeah.
What's up, Dan? Hey, Dan. Thanks for watching, man. Appreciate you.
So this one, most of my ones that I'll be putting up, we do have a death pile of non-pennants as well, I guess is what you call it. But this one I thought was really cool. So Birmingham Barons, in case anybody knows the significance of this, does anybody want to take it? I mean, everybody should know, right? Yeah, this is the team that Michael Jordan played for when he had his very short, I guess, ill-fated time in the minor leagues. But the cool thing, I love these like minor league pennants that we get. I think they're some of the coolest logos. They're all, some of them have some similar. Yeah, there you go. Some of them have, similar logos to their other teams, but you always get these kind of cool names and whether it be Birmingham Barons or there's some, Toledo Mud Hens. You got all those crazy minor league teams. So this one I have up right now, and these I think, and you tell me how you feel about it, Keith, but these seem to do really well too, because I don't think there's just not as many of them out there, and I think they have more of a artistic significance than just your basic MLB teams. So this one I have up for $75.99 right now, and these I think these can go on these minor league teams can go anywhere from probably $30-$40 all the way up to well over 100, I would say, in some cases. But on the more rare ones and the more on the ones that people really like.
And defunct teams who don't exist anymore, maybe only existed for a few years. Yeah, those are that's what you want to find when you find those minor league pennants, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, I'll show you mine. This is a giant box that I bought a week ago or a couple weeks ago, and there's that's not a giant box, but they're little things. So I'll show you why I mean giant box. But I bought there's 10 of these little trays that have they're college charms. They're all these little metal college charms. There's probably about you can't even see it on the camera. Let me share my screen. I have some of my listings up, and these are going to be in an upcoming video. But I bought about 2,000 of these. I paid $300, and these are the kinds of things I love to sell because they're a multi-quantity. I only listed 5 or 6 of the schools so far, but there's University of Kentucky, Texas A&M, I think Texas Tech are the only 3 schools I listed so far, and that's again, those are easy shippers, easy sales. I've sold a few of them so far, but I probably have. I don't know, what's 300 divided by 2,000, Andy? I don't want to do that math, but not much into each one. And I'm sure I'll be selling those till I die, I'm sure, but they're easy sells, easy shippers.
Yeah, that's kind of what we had with the Pennants too, right? Because you paid a large chunk, but like if you look at it, your cost per unit is like what was it, like less than $1 or so.
Yeah,
even,
far less, right?
yeah. I mean, even if you sell them for $5 a piece, you're making a lot of money. And we've sold pennants for as much as, I don't know, $400 or $500 in some cases. So.
ABA stuff for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan. Dan's more of a math guy than me. Yeah.
15 cents. There you go.
Yeah. So that was.
Or he's got his calculator out,
He probably did that in his head.
Yeah.
I haven't. Yeah. Oh, he did use it. Yeah.
I haven't wanted for these things, but okay. Are you done with yours?
Yep. Yeah, I'm all done in general with that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll put one more up.
While you're doing that, hey, what's up, Snow? How's it going, man? Everyone check out Go Snow channel too. Go Snow's channel too. It's got a great channel, as does Dan in Demand. A bunch of great YouTubers in the chat here. That's a cool
Well,
one.
you can see the bottom part too.
Anyway,
yeah, this is along a similar line, right? Because it's like not an NFL team. It's it's an arena football league, and I think there was two. Weren't there two versions of, like, there's Arena 1 and Arena 2? Does that sound right to you?
I think you're right. Yeah, it definitely was an older one, then came back, right?
Yeah, but these I think are super cool too. Much for the same reason the minor league teams, because they all have different. Like Denver Dynamite. There's the Plymouth Barracudas or something like that. I think was one of them. They're all, I think, have some of the cooler logos and stuff, and some of them are a little edgy at times too. I think. They can be a little more risque depending on the timing too. But the other thing that's cool about these is, like, these are almost all defunct, right? There's no arena league anymore, so they're not around anymore. This one I have up on right now on eBay for $99.99. So, but the comps were higher than that too. So I think that comps were well over $100. But just kind of thought that was a good one to sell.
Yeah, that's very cool.
But
by the way, I was trying to put a link in for some channels, but I don't know how to do that yet. So I apologize. I tried to put Romans in there. That is not a clickable link. But if anybody can put a link into your channels, you're welcome to do that. I'll figure that out by next week. Oop! I
clicked off.
Yeah.
So are you talking about the Pennants stand? Because I mean, we haven't done a whole lot of restore. I mean, I haven't. There's some probably. My girlfriend helps me out on this, and so she does a lot of photography and things like that, and she will, kind of clean off if there's like a stain or like a noticeable stain that you can actually take off. But most of them, I think, we're just selling in the condition they are. And to be honest, on the travel pennants, I don't think people really want a pristine looking travel pennant. The fact that these are from the 40s and 50s and they show their age is kind of the allure in some of the cases. And the pennants, like the ones I just had up, are from, I don't know, 90s, 2000s, something like that. And they've held up really well. So, like, we haven't, I mean, thankfully no mice or anything like that have gotten into them, and they've so a lot of them really look quite good. Some have not been great, but
I'll give a little background of that pennant buy. So what got Andy into reselling? For a long time, he would reach out to me and say, hey, if you ever want to invest or want me to invest in any buys, let me know. I think you had said that, right? You brought that up at times. But I was offered this collection of 30,000 pennants from a local auction house that I know, who I buy a ton from. And again, I knew it was a lot of money, but I brought Andy in less about the money, but more about the manpower to help sell these things. Because how can one person, let alone two people, sell 30,000 pennants? And so we bought them under $1 a piece. We still paid a ton, as you'd imagine, but we're already in the profit on them. I think we bought them like a year and a half ago, Andy. Probably.
We bought them in May, of last year.
Not last May. It was May before.
No, in 22, I guess, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, well that is last May. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so May 22. Yeah, so we've sold a lot of them, but we still have like 29,000.
I mean, I think I'm under 700 that I've sold, and definitely made the money back on that.
We're probably about the same. Yeah.
Yeah. It's daunting, I will say. It does. The thing that I think is a little difficult sometimes is that they're hard to. If you have 50 states, you almost have to have had 50 different piles. They're hard to categorize. Thankfully, I haven't lost or really haven't been able to find too many. But they can be difficult to keep.
All the resellers in the room know about that, where you can't find it. And you immediately know as soon as you sell an item. Like I sold an item today, an old baseball, and I'm like, I don't really know where that is right now. And once you get that feeling in your head that where is that, you're never going to find it generally. So I have to search for that tomorrow. But yeah, that's always a challenge when you get up there in listings. Like I know you have several hundred. I have 4,000 up. I mean, I try to be organized, but you can't keep it all.
Yeah, it's
super organized.
An army of people to kind of categorize all that stuff for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And Dan, I've sold pens for a long time. It's rare that I restore anything other than like vacuum, lint brush.
Yeah.
That's what we do. I've soaked a couple of them, and it doesn't work out that well. So yeah, generally you can't do a ton with them. Yeah. All right, so that was a segment, Andy. So I guess unless you had another pick, I guess we can do our movie number 3, good. Right? Okay.
Sounds good.
So yeah, you start off with movie number 3.
Okay, back on me. I think the top 3 is a solid top 3 in my opinion, and I think I could have moved 2 to 3 or 3 to 2. So either way, but my number 3 pick is The Program.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Program,
college football classic, right?
That is that is a movie that I'll watch, like you said, anytime it comes on.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's so good. Latimer puts his head through a car window, and he's hopped up on steroids. It's so great. It's definitely one of my favorite football movies. Yeah.
I'm blanking out a bit on it though. Is that is LT in that, or that's something totally different?
No. It's actually not many huge stars in it.
Okay.
Quarterback, I can't remember. I don't think this is all I think late 80s maybe or early 90s. They're all maybe he had a cameo. I don't think he had
No, I mean, he might have been in Replacements, like the opposing linebacker. Yeah, I remember him from something.
Yeah. I love that movie just because I think James Caan, maybe I'm mistaken, is the coach. I mean, James Caan is a really good actor. Yeah. He was, in The Godfather and all that stuff. And that movie, it's so good.
Well, when I was weighing movies, a Program was on my list, but then I put draft.
So bad.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Program's a great. If you're going pure classic football movie, that would definitely make my list. I just went with movies that I like to watch. That's not a movie that's a casual watch. You have to be more mentally invested.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I played football in middle school and stuff like that, so I never saw the intensity that some of those guys they were trying to portray in the movie. But and how that dude was trying to was Keanu Reeves the quarterback? No, I think that's Replacements.
The Replacements, yeah. And by the way, I missed a couple people say, "Hey Jimmy, hey old school flips, thank you for watching." And obviously, I think we said hi to Swamp Picker before. Thank you guys.
So yeah, I mean, I was pretty happy at number 3.
Yeah, there we go. Dan's right though, Andy. That's a good spring movie when you're getting geeked up for the draft. That's the time of year for draft day. It's not a Saturday before Sunday football movie, but it's like a off-season movie. Yeah.
Listen, nobody enjoys a draft more than a Lions fan. Okay, I mean, that's our hope springs eternal. That's our Super Bowl. That's our Super Bowl. Yeah. So I get it, and believe me, I would love to love it, but it is just I can't stand it. I can't stand that movie. It's just makes me so upset. But
what's up, Mark? Mark Hoyle, thank you for watching, man. Appreciate it. Good evening to you as well. But
all right, so what's your number 3?
Oh yeah, I didn't even pick yet. I forgot.
Right.
Well,
I'm a little afraid after your first 2. So
no, we're gonna go work. This is a good one. I was always growing up a big Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch fan.
Oh,
Mark Wahlberg.
I knew this was on the list.
Mark Wahlberg's he's a great actor, right? I mean, he's in
no, he's not. He's so bad.
The Departed. He was good in The Departed.
He's the same. He's the same actor in every movie he's ever been.
Ted. Ted's a great movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had to go Invincible here. I mean, Invincible, obviously, you got the Philly thing. You got the Eagles, Marky Mark. It's got a lot going for it. It's sort of like a
Vince Papale. How do you say his last name?
Vince Papale.
Yeah.
And I think that movie made him out more of like a local hero than he truly was or is. But like nobody would have a Vince Papale jersey before Invincible came out. But still, I like the movie. It's a very, very good movie. I like those kind of rise up from nothing movies. So
I will say that could not happen these days. Like, that back when the 60s and 70s and stuff like that, like if you were the best athlete or, the fastest guy or whatever, you could make a football team, people would know about you. And so it's funny that there's not a lot of people that walk off the streets. I guess maybe a couple people from other countries occasionally can do that. But
yeah. Well, he did play in the World Football League too. He played for the Philadelphia Bell.
Okay.
So he was a known player. But yeah, you're right. You're not going to just be a street baller and get into the NFL at any time, probably, other than the 30s or
good
something.
Movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I can't say that would not be one that I would sort of sit. Maybe it would. Maybe I don't know if I could sit down.
That's not on your list? That's probably number one. All right. So we're going to take a movie break for the next segment. Let me find the segment button here.
Oh,
Oops, that was the wrong one. Hold on. Here it is.
YouTube Spotlight.
We're going to delete the non-Andy singing one.
Yeah, right.
So in this segment, what I was going to do is I was going to show a YouTuber video, or not a full video, but a clip of a video. And it won't be a small YouTuber all the time because Andy doesn't watch really any resellers. I think he's mentioned he's watched Pete the Craigslist Hunter, I believe you said you watched, but I don't think he watched much reselling content. So, and actually, this person's channel is in the chat. He might still be here, but let me share my screen. And you'll see why I'm showing this, Andy, here at the end of the clip. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, you gotta indoctrinate me into the world of resellers. So
So first, here's the channel. We got Go Snow, who's in the chat. So he buys vintage nostalgia, sports, vintage clothing, video games, toys, buys a little bit of everything. But the video that I was going to show, let me if I can do this again. It was just show like 30, 40 seconds of this. Did I switch over, Andy? Yeah, I did. All right.
We got $6 here. Would you take 4 for this? Make it 10? Yeah. And we're gonna get this Spider-Man logo athletic beanie and mitten set.
There was a size 6 waterproof UGG down the road for like 15. I'm like, man, if I wore this.
Andy, so this video he's buying this is epic like Marvel collection that he's pointing to this yard sale. But here's the item coming up that I wanted to show you.
Vintage Star Trek hoodie here. It's cool. The Next Generation. My dad used to watch the show. Then Miss Cat got a My Chemical Romance Roscoe tee, and then we got the stained up but still gold Lord of the Rings tee. I'm gonna clean that up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a banger, Andy. Yeah. Oh, what happened to my screen there? Okay, my screen blanked out. Let me stop sharing that. All right, Andy. So, hold on one second. All right, sorry. The audio was messing me up. So, Andy, he's got a great channel. If you want to check out his channel or the other people in the chat, they probably all know Snow. But the reason I wanted to show that to Andy, we played a lot of video games growing up. And that T-shirt was a promo T-shirt for the 1978 Lord of the Rings animated movie. There was three of those movies. There was three of those movies: The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, and The Return of the King. And when we would play video games back in the day in high school or before, the big game we played was Baseball Stars on original NES. And I dominated him, of course.
That's not true. It's not true.
He knows that. But when we were playing, to get in his head, to try to mess with him, I would sing the song from Lord of the Rings, from I think it was a Return of the King movie. about
I don't know.
Frodo of the Nine Fingers, and I just sang it over and over again to mess with him to get in his head. So I wanted to show him that Lord of the Rings t-shirt.
Brings back horrible memories. I mean, it's not like he would sing it like 5 times in a row. And the worst part about it was that he would re-sing it and then start making his own lyrics to it that were not like, and it was just got more and more annoying. And like he would think that things rhymed when they didn't, but he would, and it was just horrible. And he would only break that out. And to be fair, we probably were 50-50 in terms of baseball stars or Sega hockey or whatever we were doing. Yeah. We were always pretty close.
But 94. Yeah.
But there were times when one of us would get the upper hand consistently, and then like the taunting just wouldn't stop then. And it was like, I don't even know what I did to you. It wasn't that, but it was like, I mean, it's serious taunting too, but yeah, I mean, that I have nightmares of that song in my head. And so if you ever joins one of your lives or, jumps on into one of the lives, get him to sing that song, and it's in its
totality.
In its totality, which was one of the words he used, one of the lyrics he said.
I'm not going to sing it, but it started, Frodo of the Nine Fingers and the Ring of Doom.
Yeah, you can see how annoying that would be, right?
Yeah, and I'm not a great singer, I know, but that's why I showed him that. That's a great T-shirt, though, Snow. He's keeping it, I think, but I would definitely
cool.
Hope to find that someday.
On that stuff, like, I gotta think the T-shirts probably are like, people aren't going to sell a Mickey Mantle card, right? Like, not knowing what it is, or there's a lot of stuff now. Even like maybe shoes, probably people aren't going to sell those as much. But T-shirts, I feel like people don't understand the value of, and I certainly don't.
That's definitely, people just want to get rid of that. They would donate that to Goodwill or something. Oh, real quick, Annie. So thank you, Swamp Picker. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was exciting for me. A long time goal and a grind, but I thank you for that. Chris, as far as how much time do we spend reselling each week? So, let me see this. So I'll have to check that out now. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. I don't want him to have it because this is going to remind him of.
Plus, I love those single stitch, soft vintage tees. That's 70s. That's perfect. For me, I mean, I work full time, but I spend the same amount of hours reselling as I do in my full time job. So I probably spend, 20, 30 hours a week. Whether it's listing, photographing, packing, shipping, picking, I spend probably that amount of time each week at least.
Yeah, I mean, and I definitely don't. So I mean, we do we put stuff up on eBay and photograph items and put it up pretty consistently every day, but certainly not that. And I work a full-time job too, and I have a long commute, so I'm not, I don't. The only real time I have to do and I haven't really done much picking too, so I need to try that some. I've done it a few times and really haven't been super successful, but
he's been in my video. He's been in my video a couple times though. He's in the beer memorabilia video that we picked. Yeah, so he picked a little bit with me.
Yeah, I did. I sold a bunch of beer cans, which did all right, and a few other things. But yeah, I would like to. I feel like you haven't touched anything down here, so I feel like I'm sure there's people that do picking down here as well, but it's an untapped resource for you at least.
People in chat, I think. I mean, Tim is from DC, but he grew up in Maryland, I believe. There's definitely there's pickers everywhere for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, so I think we're at number 2, right? Is it number 2?
We are, yeah. So let's recap too. So my top, not my top, but my 5 was School Ties. Brendan Fraser, first probably significant role for our boy Matt Damon. Wildcats was number 4. First time I ever think I saw boobs on TV, and it's a good movie with Goldie Hawn. And then the program. What more can you say about the program? Latimer sticking his head through a car window is one of the most classic scenes in all of cinema. And then my number 2, Remember the Titans.
Yeah, classic. So, it's a great one.
That's a classic.
Denzel, right?
Denzel. It's got I'm trying to think. It doesn't have a ton of other actors, well-known actors. Yeah. But it's, it's a classic, like, feel-good movie.
Yeah, I like that kind of movie. I should have put that on my list. I didn't. But I didn't go with the classic good movies. I went some,
You went with bad movies? Is what you went with?
Bad movies. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good pick, though. That's a good pick for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's up. I think that's, there's a couple others that, you could put in that same type of Friday Night Lights and things like that. Maybe that's on your list. But yeah, I think Remember the Titans is pretty classic and pretty interesting movie. Pretty fun to watch.
I'm going to give you mine. I did a little clip for mine. I'm not sure I can do this, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
Gatorade not only quenches your thirst better, it tastes better too, idiot.
You're drinking the wrong water.
Gatorade.
H2O.
So number 2, got Waterboy. Again, if you see Waterboy come on, you're not going to flip the channel, Andy. You're not going to flip the channel.
I mean, there's parts that are funny. I don't know if it's consistently funny. I mean, there's classic lines in it. But yeah, I don't know. And by the way, I think Dan and Demand's great movie is for Remember the Titans, not for Waterboy.
It was up there before my choice. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know where that was in Adam Sandler's career, but I mean,
probably middle, I would think. It wasn't early. I don't know.
I mean,
but yeah, that there's a lot of funny scenes in that movie, but more of the football scenes are funny. There's no great football action, but I will never flip off of it. Right, if it's on.
Yeah, it's good. I'll say it's good. It's got its moments. You can do it. I always say that all the time.
Dan doesn't want his comment up there anymore. Come on, Dan. You don't like Waterboy? Come on.
How could that be your number 1? How could that be your number 2? Like,
I thought you were saving it for number 1.
That could be honorable mention, maybe.
No,
I don't even know if that. But no, that
come on,
did not. I never once thought that would be top 5 for me.
A lot better than Draft Day, but that's why it's number 2, not number 5.
True.
Right?
Good point.
Yeah, that's up there.
Yeah, it's not a great movie, Dan. I think I totally agree.
I know, Dan. If you missed the beginning, my premise was these are not great movies. These are all movies. If I saw on TV, I'm not changing the channel. So I know. I mean, remember the Titans. Yeah, foosball. Oh yeah, the guy you can't even understand him, right? I don't know his name, but he's got a southern, like Cajun kind of thing going on.
He's in all like the classic Sandler crew. Right?
Yeah. All those guys are in the movies together.
Yeah,
but yeah, so that's a great flick there, I think. Yeah, that's no problem, Dan. But yeah, that was my. I mean, if I would have picked pure classic football movies, I would have had Remember the Titans, Program, Brian's Song.
So wait, go back through your top 5 or your. You didn't go through what you went for.
True. So I had Draft Day.
Dan, but just so we can show how bad he is at doing this. I took this seriously. He clearly did not.
No, I've worked on this all week. Draft Day, number 5.
You worked on this all week, and Draft Day was number 5?
Yeah.
That's sad.
No, it was number 4. Do you remember number 4? Oh, I'm blanking.
Do you Invincible was 3,
yeah, 3,
right?
Waterboy. Oh, give me a second. Oh, Jerry Maguire. Jerry Maguire is good. That's a pretty good movie.
All right. So you had.
Great.
I mean, it's not a great football. Okay. And then
Invincible was Waterboy. Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. I like Space Jam. I haven't seen it in a long time. Unforgettable. Yep. Definitely. There's better movies than I chose that everyone's saying for sure. Radio is an interesting one.
Radio. What is Radio? I don't remember.
That's Cuba Gooding Jr. Wasn't he like it was like slow and I forget the whole premise of it, but he was like I'm not going to try to. I haven't seen it forever, but I know that definitely was a lot of football in that movie. I think it's another Cuba Gooding Jr. All right, so yeah, we'll save number 1. Let's do the last segment here. Let me get to the segment section. All right, so we have the memorabilia deep dive. So let me get to the comments here. So what I was going to talk about briefly in this section of the video is I'm going to take a deep dive into antique baseballs. So this baseball is called a lemon peel baseball. This style baseball was used from like the advent of baseball in the 1840s up through the up into the 1870s. So 1840s to 1870s. You can see it has 4 pounds of leather that come together on one end. This one has it on both ends. It can either be one or both sides. This ball in the 1870s gave rise to the leather figure eight style baseball. This is not a figure eight, but made in a figure eight pattern in leather. I'll show one of those that I've sold in the past. They were used in the 1870s up into the 1890s. Let's find that. Yeah.
So on these, on these baseballs is okay, you put it up, but
so this the top
older,
center is a figure.
Okay, the older the more expensive, pretty much across the board on those, or no?
Not necessarily. So first of all, the figure eight up top center is like 1870s. That style goes up into the 1890s. All right. So, but generally for lemon peels, the earliest ones from the 1840s are smaller. They tend to be a little less valuable. When they get a little bit later, they were oversized. They were going to be bigger than a regular size baseball. This one's closer to 1860s, 1870s. So it's about the same size, a little bit smaller. The bigger size ones, oversized ones, bring the most. They're going to be like 1,500, 2,000. This one, I think I have it up for like 1,000. So that went lemon peel into the figure eight style leather baseball. And then once you get to 1900 to 1934, you have the multi-stitch baseballs. So these balls would have either red and black, red and blue, red and green stitching. This one is a 1913 Kansas University trophy ball. If you're out at a yard sale or flea market and you find a ball with multicolored stitching and it's an older ball, it's before 1935, pick it up. Even in bad shape, they're going to bring $75, $80. If they have maker's marks or if they have like notations on them, they're going to bring more. Where did I find these? So I bought this, I think in one of my videos. I bought it from another dealer. I bought a bunch of early baseballs from him. I buy the 1900 to 1934 baseballs at flea markets, estate auctions. I get them a little bit of everywhere. But that's kind of stuff I specialize in, really Civil War era up until World War II, typically when it comes to equipment. So
how rare are they? Are there? Do you see if you're going to like? I know you get if you get them from other dealers and stuff like that. Obviously, they have that and curated that stuff. But like, if you're going to say it's a fairly big sports like house or something like that, if somebody had a collection, do you find them there quite a bit?
No. As far as lemon peels, I've probably had in 23 years that I've been reselling, I've probably had 20 of them, maybe. So maybe one a year. They're definitely not common. The figure eight balls, they show up a little bit more like the 1870s to 1890s balls. I've maybe had 40 of them. These are more common. You do find these, but you're probably not going to go to a yard sale and find a lemon peel. This is kind of stuff you would find like a barn sale, maybe if somebody's cleaning out an old barn and it's up in the rafters, or like an antique market. But yeah, they don't show up too often. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, it's a quick deep dive into antique baseballs there. So again, I guess that's going to circle us back to movie number 1, right?
Yeah, it's what everybody's been waiting for.
Yeah.
To see how bad you picked on the first one.
No, let me go first on this one. Let me go first because I'm going to play a little clip.
I think I know. I should hope you pick this one, but we'll see.
Oh crap! Did I not put the clip in there? Oh no! Hold on. Unless it rearranged them. Yeah, I did not put the clip in there. Well, all right, that's all right. It was a good clip, but
why don't you explain to us the clip? That'd be great.
Well, yeah, it's the same vein as Waterboy, but I was being carried off of the field by the Notre Dame players, and you were who's the guy? What's the guy's actor's name?
The guy in the crowd.
Yeah, no, the janitor guy.
Oh yeah,
he was in sitcoms. I forget what sitcom he was in. What was it?
You
know how I'm talking about. He was the janitor who was just he lost his chance to play football in and Rudy. Obviously, we're talking about Rudy, which I know people in the chat mentioned. That I chose that number one. So I recuperated. Recuperated. It's not the right word. What am I looking for? I've re-earned the respect of the chat. Maybe
I don't think you did, but
I just hope to hear from them. But yeah, that was I put Rudy number one, and maybe you did too.
Yeah, of course I put Rudy number one because it's like, what other movie would you put number one? Yeah, I mean it's that movie I'll literally watch whenever it comes on. It's so great. I hate Notre Dame, being a Michigan guy, a fan and stuff myself, but yeah, it's one of my top probably 10 movies ever. Not even Groundskeeper yet.
Yeah, I was
top
not
10
janitor.
movies
I
ever.
always say janitor. Yeah.
So it's not. I mean, not any sports movie. And I would say in overall sports movies, it's like between that and what is a Wonder Boy?
The Natural.
The Natural. Those
Yeah, I would.
two, but
We could save that for future podcasts, but I think I would go Field of Dreams over The Natural.
see, baseball movies probably are easier to do than football.
Yeah, baseball.
It's just not very good.
There's more
There's only-
classic baseball movies for sure.
There's only
Yeah.
one number one, I think, Rudy. I think you'd be hard pressed to find anybody else.
Yeah,
that put that number one.
So yeah, maybe we should put up. I don't know how to create a poll here, but at least in the chat, who picked a better five? I mean, again, I had.
Okay, let's go through your list again.
Yeah, I had Draft Day. Why am I keep forgetting number 4?
Because that's how good of a movie it was.
Oh no, Draft Day, Jerry Maguire, Invincible, Waterboy, Rudy. That was my 5.
And my 5 was School Ties, Wildcats, The Program, Remember the Titans, and Rudy. So
yeah. There's your top 3 are good.
I think there's a clear winner. There's a clear winner. Yeah, 4 and 5 are a wash to me. You can put a lot of stuff in there, but
Yeah,
I can't believe you can't. You got to have those top 3 in there personally.
I mean, we'll see the chat and the comments. People watching it in the rewatch. I mean,
Yeah.
let us know in the comments. Rudy saved me. Yeah, Rudy saved me.
Well,
Yeah,
but essentially it's a wash though because I had Rudy number 1 as well. So really,
I chose it first.
Yeah.
No, I know. That's
essentially you have to look at his 2 through 5 against my 2 through 5.
Yeah, I mean, I knew Draft Day was going to hurt me coming in, but I was being honest.
Hey,
I mean,
you go with your heart, man. You go with your heart.
Yeah, that was going to hurt me for sure. Any Given Sunday, yeah, that might have been the one with Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, it was.
I haven't seen that in a long time. I forget the name of that team. It's like a snake, some sort of snake name, or
it was like Vegas, all right? Wasn't it LA? Wasn't it Vegas? I can't remember. Yeah, I didn't love that movie. It wasn't my favorite. But yeah, I mean, just because I think the actors, I didn't like Pacino in it as the coach. I feel like, I mean, I like Pacino and other stuff, but he's not only as good coach. I don't know. He didn't get.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah. Would you watch Draft Day over Any Given Sunday? Probably.
No, I would not. I wouldn't watch.
No,
I don't think so.
no. I was wrong.
very few movies I'd watch Draft Day over.
I don't know. I guess I'm just I don't know. I mean, it's sort of like along the line of Moneyball for me. Moneyball is a much better movie. Moneyball's a great movie.
Moneyball's a good movie. It's based on a real thing, and Draft Day is based on Kevin Costner. Ugh, I can't even.
These are all very good choices coming in the chat. Varsity Blues. I mean, these are all better than Draft Day, I admit, but
Varsity Blues was good. I did have some thoughts on that, especially. The only thing is, like, I'm not sure I could have a member of Dawson's Creek as my quarterback, so I kind of had to pull it on that one.
What's up, Fishy Gears? Yeah, there's definitely a decent amount of movies that we left out. I mean, top 5, you can't have everything. And I know I left out a lot of good movies. I mean, I did have Remember the Titans and The Program in my initial list, but to be honest, if Remember the Titans or Draft Day came on, I'm watching Draft Day. So that's why I chose it that way.
Interesting.
Because I can list while watching Draft Day, right? I'm listening and watching it. You got to be mentally invested for The Program or Remember the Titans.
No, it depends on where you are and Remember the Titans. Before or after he gets hit by a car.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I do. Yeah, John Voight was pretty good in that. The guy that who was the offensive lineman? I can't remember now. The offensive lineman got like super jacked recently. Like, he's been like the big fat guy in every movie that he's been in.
What movie is this one? What was this now? What
Varsity
movie?
Blues.
I haven't seen that movie. Is that Dawson's Creek kid in that one?
Yeah.
Oh, I know who you mean now. Yeah, I know the guy. I don't.
It's like Caleb or something. I can't remember his name, but he went from being the big fat guy. Now he's like a monster. But
yeah, I don't.
But I saw him on screen. I was like, wait, that's a dude from like Varsity Blues and all like those like late '90s movies.
Well, yeah, he's bringing up Dawson. Yeah, James Vanderbeek.
Vanderbeek, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's the offensive lineman is the guy I'm thinking of.
He always played that kind of role. He's probably an offensive lineman in every movie in that time frame. Yeah. But yeah, that's probably so. We got through our 5. We did our 4 segments. That's probably gonna wrap it up for the week, right? Yeah. Yep. So thank you guys. Appreciate everyone watching. Everyone in the chat, people in the comments. Please leave some comments for us, and we're gonna do it again next Wednesday, same time. We're gonna do a good giveaway next week as well. So definitely stop in. We're gonna do giveaway in the chat. We'll give away something very nice. I'll post that on Instagram as to what the giveaway is. But peace, everyone. We'll see you next Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
Thank you.